Today's Web3 game, what we have seen was most of the game are incentivized for quick cash and not really thinking about the actual addictive element of making a game fun. We have seen NFTs transform into like, hey, there's actually more than just NFTs. And with the introduction of tokens and staking comes the play to earn. And I think the course of like last year, we kind of started to see that, the trend is kind of dying down. And the reason that happened was because fundamentally, the unit of economy just doesn't work. It incentivizes the wrong action. Now, that's the problem. A lot of people that come into the Web3 game and playing these play-to-earn games, they're all here for the quick cash and quick money, but that's not sustainable. At the end of the day, the money needs to come from somewhere. When you build a game, you need money, time, resources to make a great game. And how are you going to create a flywheel of money going in, more money coming out, investing into the game, and make a better game? And so retention over time will just go down, and that's kind of where we are today. I'm Jake Liu. I'm the CTO of thirdweb. Building a game is really hard because it involves a lot of different parts, all the way from art to sound, story, to technical physics engine and all of that. And then if you look at Web3, building Web3 app actually is pretty hard today too. Even if I look at kind of the current gaming industry, most of the games that are popular and still relevant, they're produced by the AAA companies. And how many of those AAA companies are producing Web3 games? I think gaming has always been a big part of our industry and our human habits. I started programming very, very early on, and the reason I started programming was because of games. I think we all like having fun, and we see gaming as a form of entertainment. The last decade or so, Web2 gaming has been through a lot of iterations, from the beginning of the Flash game to Facebook web-based game to mobile game. And a lot of different games in the past that at least we're still aware of, they have been through a lot of learnings, and they have learned and cracked what works and what didn't. On the other hand, Web3 gaming as an industry is still pretty young. The people that are currently in the Web3 gaming space, they're not a game designer. They didn't really build game before, mostly, and they're taking this fresh step at Web3 games. What's happening now is we're kind of at an early phase of the cycle. And over the last, I would say 2 to 3 years, with the introduction of Web3, we have seen people are combining the two, taking the idea of this gaming and entertainment and combining it with the things that Web3 provides. Liquidity, data ownership, more transparency and open ecosystem for people to audit more easily and kind of tracking when things happen and what happened. I think Web3 games still has a long way to go. And I know for a fact that there are a lot of research team out there still trying to figure out what's the right mix of fun entertainment and incorporating Web3 values and trying to make it so that we're rewarding user for the right actions and not just quick liquidity or pump and dump and all those short-term wins. While I believe that Web3 is going to push humanity forward, I also believe that it's important for us to have fun. Nobody likes just being serious all the time. And I myself play a lot of video games and pretty much playing every day with a few friends and coworkers. And I also believe that Web3 and gaming has a lot of potential, specifically when it comes to modding. With games, usually the creator or the studio set the rules, right? And modding has made it so that people can customize the rules. You can now change it up to fit your playstyle better. And now you can make it fun in your own way, and you can share that and distribute that to a friend. Games like Roblox, Minecraft, they've gone so big because of modding. And Web3 basically takes that to the next level. The contract's open, the blockchain is public, everyone can inspect and build on top of all this existing NFTs, collections, tokens, and everything else. I think that when I look at the Web2 game that has made it successful was the social element that comes with it, right? Every games that you play, there's you can chat with friends, you can hang out with friends, you can show your achievement. There are just a lot of multiplayer aspect of it. When I think about Facebook, the thing that made them really great, at least at the beginning of Facebook gaming, was that whenever you play some games, your friend would know about it and your friend would invite you to play. And they have this very, very strong social group. And in Web3, because the blockchain is open and every wallet address is out there. And I think we can replicate something similar by using kind of what has worked in the past, but at a more massive scale. When I sign up from game A to game B to game C, if you're playing it, I want to know about it. I want to be able to communicate to you and talk to you about it and share, resources and all of that. And I think the missing link here is that I think we have Web3 social graph established, and I think there are some, some protocol like LANs and others. And then we also have games, but no one's connecting them both. We are currently in a world where building a game is hard, and building Web3 apps or game is also hard. And so that's kind of taking, double the hit to produce something great. I would say it's a resourcing problem. And so I believe that, that means that we need more resources to allocate to solve one part of the problem, and then enable kind of letting developers kind of just focus on building the game. At thirdweb, we provide a complete Web3 development frameworks. It essentially is a package of contracts, SDKs, and the management layer, the dashboard. Recognizing that building a Web3 game is really challenging, and we want to make sure that developers get all the resources they need and have all the resources they need to make it happen. And so we at thirdweb helps with that. We have Solidity SDK that help developers to build contract more easily. And if you don't want to write your own smart contract and you don't think that you needed that, you just want to prototype and get it going quickly, we have a set of pre-built contracts that you could just deploy straight from the dashboard or through our SDK. We have taken this approach of thinking about what developer needs to do and offer that as an interface rather than giving you all of the different raw tools that you need to assemble together. What's most exciting about Web3 trend currently is that people started to get how to use it. And people started to think about the use cases. I truly believe that Web3 will push humanity forward. And the reason why I say that is, I think open system comes with transparency and immutability. I think it's really powerful. It helps with accountability as well. And it helps with, understanding what has always been behind the scenes and behind the closed door. You can actually now, for the first time, get a view into it. Not many people today will understand how ACH work. They truly just don't have access to that. With Ethereum, it's very straightforward. It's all open, it's public. People can actually, for the first time, peek into how all of this complex system work and be able to question it. And whenever someone questions something, I believe that we'll move forward from there and we'll get one step better at that.